I put together 10 period dramas that are actually binge-watchable, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one you should start tonight. Gurinder Chadha made Bend It Like Beckham back in 2002, and then in 2019 she came back with a period drama nobody expected. Set in Delhi in 1795, right before the British Raj took over. The show follows John Beecham, played by Tom Bateman. He's an English ex-soldier who got so disgusted with the East India Company's corruption that he quit and decided to build a new life in India. It's got family drama mixed with the whole upstairs-downstairs class dynamics. They deliberately avoided making John the typical evil colonizer character. He respects the local culture, treats people like actual human beings. Chadha insisted they shoot in Rajasthan in actual India. She said, "You can't beat it on camera. Those palaces and vistas don't exist anywhere else." The shoot nearly killed her. Massive international cast and crew, brutal heat, dust everywhere. She joked later that she was knackered for months after trying to wrangle everyone, but the show looks absolutely stunning because of it. There's a local authenticity you can't fake in a warehouse somewhere. Denmark's known for all these dark Nordic noir detective shows, but then this sunny period dramedy about a seaside hotel came out, and it became the most watched show in Denmark for the entire decade. At its peak, 63% of the country was tuning in. The series starts in 1928 at a picturesque hotel on Denmark's North Sea coast. Every summer, wealthy city guests show up and mix with the working-class hotel staff. There's romance, comedy, all these personal dramas, and secrets playing out. The show has this light, nostalgic tone on the surface, but they built in something darker. They wanted it to feel like the Titanic, the actual ship, not the movie. Everyone dancing and enjoying themselves while the iceberg is coming. Because the series moves through the 1930s season by season, and in the background the world is falling apart. The Wall Street crash hits. The Nazis rise to power. But the characters at the hotel keep trying to enjoy their summers, keep pretending everything's fine, absorbed in their little romantic problems. The Knick is set at the Knickerbocker Hospital in New York and follows Dr. John Thackeray, played by Clive Owen. He's a brilliant surgeon, but he's also completely addicted to opium. The show doesn't hold back on the surgery scenes. They're graphic and bloody because that's what it actually looked like in 1900. Steven Soderbergh made this Cinemax show and decided he was going to direct every single episode himself. But they also had Dr. Stanley Burns, a medical historian, working as the production's advisor. Burns gave them troves of real 19th century medical photographs. He guided the writers on actual cases from that era. And then he did something kind of insane. He trained the actors in period-accurate surgical techniques. Medical experts later praised The Knick as one of the most accurate screen depictions of early surgery ever made. Which makes sense. Soderbergh and Burns didn't just want it to look right, they wanted the actors to actually know what they were doing. The BBC had this idea in 2015. What if all of the Charles Dickens characters existed in the same London neighborhood at the same time? Miss Havisham, Scrooge, Fagin, all of them living on the same streets. So Dickensian mashes up figures from across Dickens's novels into this single intertwined saga. Young Miss Havisham befriends Bob Cratchit. Lady Dedlock crosses paths with Inspector Bucket. And they turn Jacob Marley's death from A Christmas Carol into a central murder mystery that all the characters investigate together. It's part fan fiction, part Victorian soap opera, and part Easter egg hunt for anyone who knows the books. But the production itself was brilliant. They built one of the largest sets ever constructed for British television. In a huge warehouse, the crew put together an entire Victorian street, 90 meters long, lined with 27 two-story building facades, all of them fully dressed as shops and homes from Dickens's London. They basically built a slice of 19th century London under one roof. The BBC was betting big on this concept, and it's worth a watch. Late 1920s Melbourne. Essie Davis plays the Honorable Phryne Fisher, who's basically everything a woman wasn't supposed to be in that era. She flies planes, beats up criminals, and solves murders better than the police. And she looks incredible doing all of it. The show took Agatha Christie-style whodunits and made them fun instead of stuffy. Every episode is practically a runway show. Phryne wears these gorgeous flapper outfits while chasing down killers. Designer Marion Boyce made almost all of Phryne's clothes from scratch. 95% of her wardrobe is custom-made, not vintage pieces. Every dress, every accessory is period accurate but also eye-catching enough to make you notice. And underneath all the murder mysteries, there's great chemistry between Davis and Nathan Page, who plays Detective Inspector Jack Robinson. He's by the book, she does whatever she wants, and they have that whole will they won't they tension going through the series. Most period dramas are kind of grim and serious. Miss Fisher decided to just have fun with it. The 1967 Forsyte Saga was massive for British television, so when ITV remade it in 2002, they had a lot to live up to. The show's based on John Galsworthy's novels about the Forsyte family from the 1870s into the early 1900s. Damian Lewis plays Soames Forsyte, upper-middle-class guy married to Irene, played by Gina McKee. Their marriage is a nightmare. The show goes into some really dark territory. Soames even assaults Irene in one episode. But here's the best part of the production story. Damian Lewis got offered a role in Black Hawk Down, Ridley Scott film, major Hollywood production, and Lewis turned it down to play Soames instead. He thought the Forsyte Saga was going to be something very special and worth more than a big action movie. Turned out he was right. The show was successful enough that they made a sequel the next year about the younger generation of Forsytes. The BBC decided to revive Upstairs Downstairs in 2010, and on paper it had everything going for it. The original 70s series was a groundbreaking classic about masters and servants in Edwardian London. The new version picked up the story at the same address but moved it forward to 1936. They brought back Jean Marsh as Rose. She'd been a parlourmaid in the original, now she's the housekeeper for a new family, the Hollands. They added Dame Eileen Atkins as Lady Maud, plus Keeley Hawes, Ed Stoppard, Claire Foy, and Alex Kingston. Big names, great premise. The late 1930s with King Edward's abdication, fascism rising, war looming. But the timing killed it. The show hit screens just months after Downton Abbey became a massive hit on a rival network. Then things got worse. Dame Eileen Atkins quit before season 2. Rumor was she hated the quality of the scripts. And Jean Marsh suffered a stroke, which sidelined her almost entirely for the second series. Season 2 aired in early 2012 and the viewership dropped hard. By then, Downton was dominating everything, and the BBC canceled Upstairs Downstairs after just 2 series. HBO made a show based on Elena Ferrante novels that were huge bestsellers. It's entirely in Italian, set in Naples right after World War II. The show follows 2 girls growing up in a really rough neighborhood. Their friendship is the whole center of it, but it's complicated, and it covers decades, from when they're kids all the way into adulthood. 4 seasons total. People who actually watched it said it was one of the best things HBO's ever made. The acting is incredible. The production looks gorgeous, especially by season 3. It feels more like reading a really good novel than watching television, but almost nobody watched it. HBO didn't know how to market an Italian-language period drama about female friendship that has no happy ending. The BBC ran Lark Rise to Candleford for 3 years. It's based on Flora Thompson's book set in the 1890s. A young woman named Laura leaves her tiny farming village to work at the post office in the neighboring town. Every episode is just small stuff. Somebody's pig gets loose. There's gossip about new fashion arriving from London. People argue about who's hosting the Harvest Festival. The whole show is watching 2 little communities deal with everyday life. Now keep in mind, around the same time all these other period dramas were trying to be dark and edgy. Everything was violent or cynical or provocative, and Lark Rise just ignored all of that. There's no violence, no sex, nothing harsh at all. Just gentle conflicts that get resolved. It's like a Victorian soap opera where the biggest drama is arguing about farm animals. This one is set in the 1890s in Yorkshire. It follows a family of fishermen who end up going from the docks to owning a big country estate through hard work and some luck. The two writers who created it, Amy Roberts and Lauren McLaughlin, both from Call the Midwife, said they specifically wanted to make a period drama about working-class people for once, and they wanted to show them succeeding without turning it into a tragedy. Reviews kept using the same word, hopeful. The family works hard, things actually go well for them. They're good people and good things happen. Season 1 ended happy, which apparently is unusual now. The whole thing's designed to be comfort TV. Easy to watch, doesn't stress you out, and that's exactly what it delivers.